Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's video will be the first in a series of videos called Recommends. And as you can see by the title, the first video in the series will be Nye Recommends. I've been friends with Nye from Nye's Bizarre Cinema for quite a while. We've done some live streams and we've watched a few crazy movies together with some other YouTubers, and we've had a blast. Everyone knows, she's got a great channel, great content, a great sort of ability to promote films that have gotten overlooked. Bizarre cinema. There you go. So I'll get back to that in a moment. So basically, the idea is, I basically watch a movie that my friends on YouTube have recommended to me. So this first one will be one recommended to me from Nye. And my track record of recommending movies to Nye has not been great, unfortunately. She has not liked a few of my suggestions, like Invasion of the Bee Girls. I don't know. I have a fond place in my heart for that from when I saw it as a kid, but that was a misfire. And then there was that time I recommended a movie that she got excited about that apparently is not available to watch anywhere. Catnado. I was like, hey, there's this movie called Catnado. And she was like, oh, wow, where can I watch it? And I was like, nowhere. So, I'm sorry, Nye. I'm going to try to do better. But, Nye also has a great Instagram. And she posts a lot of crazy clips on there. So she posted a clip from this movie that I had never heard of. Called The Fourth Floor. Despite the fact that it has some, Juliette Lewis and William Hurt and some other people in it. It just passed me by, way back then, in 1999, I believe. And she posted this crazy clip of Juliette Lewis wearing ankle weights and blasting music and dancing on the floor and stomping and making as much noise as possible. Out of context, it's a pretty funny scene. So I was kind of intrigued, and she told me to check out the film, and it was on Tubi, so I checked it out, and, well, here's the review. It is a kind of a fun, quirky film. Has a feeling like it's from 1999, for sure. William Hurt is no longer with us, sadly. But basically, he plays the boyfriend of Juliette Lewis. He's a weatherman, a local weatherman. He's a big cornball on TV, just goofy green screen effects and that kind of goofy weatherman. And I don't recall what she does for a living, but he's expecting her to move in with him, but she inherits an apartment from her aunt who's deceased. And she goes to check it out, and then she decides, well, you know what? I think I'm going to move in there, and it kind of upsets him because they're not going to be together as much. So he's really not happy about it. So he moves in, and we get to meet the sort of cast of characters that inhabits this apartment building. I mean, you've got Shelley Duvall is kind of the know-it-all busybody neighbor downstairs. You have Austin Pendleton, who plays, I think his name is Mr. Collins. He's this very meek, quiet kind of a guy. Little off-putting, something about him. There's a lot of other people in it. I mean, I can't recall the name of the guy that plays the exterminator, but you've seen him so many times. She learns that her downstairs neighbor is very eccentric, supposed to be an eccentric older woman, and she starts receiving notes saying like you were too loud and things like that. They're taped to her banister, and with one line of typewritten, like one typewritten sentence. And she goes to knock on the door to talk to her about, but the lady never answers the door. Doesn't answer the door. The Shelley Duvall character is always there to give her the scoop on everything, And essentially, the notes start to get a little more pointed, and the scene that Nye put on Instagram was where Juliette Lewis just says, the heck with it. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'll make as much damn noise as I want to. And that's what happened. And then she gets a long, like, 25-page set of rules. You cannot wear shoes in the apartment. You can only move furniture between 9 and 9:15. Stuff like that. It's crazy. She takes it to her friend who's a lawyer. The police come, but there's nothing they can do. Oh, by the way, there's also a locksmith in the apartment across from her, played by Tobin Bell. When you have Tobin Bell in a movie like this, it's for him to be creepy. I mean, it's so. So she's watching him. There's some weird things going on with him. It's a little Rear Window-ish, the subplot with him, and eventually she needs his services. Things in her apartment start getting sabotaged. She takes a fall down the steps. If you see the one cover, DVD cover that you see roaches there, yeah, she starts to have roaches. I think mealworms, mice. The exterminator comes and says, well, some of these mice are lab mice. They're not naturally occurring mice. So, you know, it reminded me of the movie Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton, where he's like he's got like a syringe of cockroaches and he's pumping them into the apartment next to him to get rid of the people. And you know, it escalates from there. I remember, and I'm not really going to say too much more about it, but there's an escalation, and it's just kind of an odd, quirky kind of a film. Well made, well acted. You know, and most of the posters, the William Hurt character looks like real serious, so you can read into that what you will. He's kind of goofy when he's doing his weatherman shtick, that's for sure. And then, you know, Austin Pendleton is always good. You know, he's been in hundreds of things. My Cousin Vinny back in the day. One time he actually had a stutter. He even made a movie. He was in a movie about it. Somebody was trying to overcome their stutter. Many, many years ago. He's very good in this kind of meek, strange neighbor kind of a role. Tobin Bell is appropriately menacing, and Juliette Lewis is just got this odd thing about her. Like the way she talks is like so slow. Like it's like I don't know, kind of drives me nuts, but I can't stop watching her at the same time. I can't really explain it. I mean, she was very good. It's a fun movie. Made the mistake of reading one review that said it all went downhill at the end. I didn't feel that way at all. I didn't feel that way. Nothing jumped out at me like, oh, why did they tack that ending on? Why did it go that way? Well, it had to resolve itself somehow. I didn't have a problem with it. An odd, strange little movie if you are into it. And it's on Tubi. Once again, thanks to Nye for recommending this. You can bet that in future recommends episodes, Nye's name won't be coming up again. I mean, I actually have on my iPad. I've started to keep track of movies that people have recommended to me, and mostly it's Nye and Jason from Horrific Nightmares JM and Joe the Horror Man from the Horror Man channel. And as a matter of fact, one of those two individuals, actually, the second and third video will be movies that Jason and Joe have recommended to me. Okay. So I'll talk about that in the future. Okay, everybody, that'll just about do it. Don't forget to go over and connect with Nye on her channel, Nye's Bizarre Cinema, and I will see you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching.